Alright, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LDBC. So I guess it's time for me to get back to boxing, as we say. I just got done watching the Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs fight. And I have to say this. In order to win a fight with Canelo, in order to really win convincingly with Canelo, there's no way in hell you can fight on the back foot. You cannot. In fact, I will dare to venture to say you cannot use even lateral movement to win a fight with Canelo. I mean, that's just the way it is, Me personally, if I had to choose, if I were the judges in that fight, me personally, I would give that fight a draw, for the simple fact there was not really that much between them, the two fighters. A lot of times the shots were landing on the gloves between the two. I really kind of felt that there was not a lot to choose in between the two. Maybe I have to watch this fight over again, but I really felt kind of like that it was a tie, if you wanted to say that. But the thing is, with Daniel Jacobs, the whole situation is this. It's a Golden Boy card, although y'all are fighting on the zone. You're fighting the cash cow. You're fighting a dude who put so many stipulations into the fight that the odds are already stacked against you. So in other words, although Daniel Jacobs did fight a good tactical fight, he showed more composure than I've ever seen him fight with, actually. He has to use the physical strength and the physical tools he has. A lot of times during that fight, he was pawing with his jab. It was like a pawing jab. If I were him, although there's a risk that you may be open, but what you will have to do is use a defensive maneuver, like take half a step back or something like that, and just pivot to the side just a little bit. If you're gonna paw with that jab, come up with a 1-2. The thing is about Floyd and why he was successful with Canelo. This is why Floyd was successful with Canelo. He stood in the pocket and he actually did not really even move around a lot in that fight. Honestly, what he would do is he would just take half a step back, Philly shell up, and just basically ricochet the shots off his shoulder or his arms. And then once Canelo was swinging, he would just catch him, catch him in the chin, catch him in the head. There were times in the fight where Floyd actually backed up Canelo, that the smaller man actually backed up, was tapping his head, tap, tap, boom, tap, 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 cross. So I don't know why Daniel Jacobs didn't take a page out of his book. What Canelo did that made him successful, I believe, is he had Daniel Jacobs on the back foot. That was the main thing. He had him back footing it a lot of the time, using ring generalship too. with backing him up. But at the same time, I don't think Canelo really hurt Jacobs, to be honest with you. There was one period of the fight where he had him like kind of against the ropes, but that was just the only period of the fight he had him kind of backed up. There were times where Jacobs had Canelo getting backed up more and more and more, a lot, you know what I mean? So the thing is that you can kind of see it happening. You know, I'm not gonna even lie to you. They had on Instagram, they even had I want to say a Canelo after party before the fight even was over. You know, so they already knew that they already knew what was in store, and you know the fans already knew what was in store. In many ways with this fight, I will say is that there weren't really many flush shots, but from what I saw in the fight, Daniel Jacobs kind of did catch Canelo a couple of times, like with some counter shots, and I think that's why the aggressiveness didn't come from Canelo that much, man. Canelo, during the whole fight, really, he was trying to box. He was trying to get him out of there. He wasn't really trying to get him out of there. I mean, he said that he would bring the fight to Daniel Jacobs, but, you know, what he was trying to do was he was trying to get under his reach, but most of the time he really couldn't get under the reach, so... I mean, don't get me wrong, he did catch him a couple of times, but, I mean, honestly, there was really not that many times where he just really caught him flush, you know. Now, Daniel Jacobs, the thing is about him is, you know, they put the stipulation of the weight limit in, and I think he came in 3 pounds over that weight limit. On the, the fight day weigh-in. So I think he did that as an insurance policy that he wouldn't like show up drained. But if you're going to do that, use it to your advantage. Like bulldoze like him, you know, bully him. Don't fight on the back foot, because he was doing a lot of that, you know. I can't say he was running, but the fact of the matter is, when you're fighting Canelo, you have to bring the fight to him. You know, you have to use your physical tools in which you have to, like, do what's necessary to impose your will on him. I mean, that's the only way it's going to work. You know, you can box beautifully with Canelo, but even boxing beautifully with him is not going to get you a decision, and that's just the bottom line. You know, perhaps I need to watch the fight again. Perhaps there were things that I missed in the fight, but from what I saw, you know, Daniel Jacobs had a very tactical fight. You know, counter punching, you know, parrying a lot of punches, combinations sometimes, sporadically. It was a very tactical fight on both ends, but me personally, I felt it was a tie. You know, if he wanted to do that, I would give it a tie. But, you know, Canelo, Canelo is Canelo. You know, let's be honest. You know, no fighter fighting Canelo is going to really get a fair shake, you know. So in order to beat him, you have to beat him, meaning you cannot back up 1 inch, meaning you have to, like, really go at him. But anyhow, that's all I got for now. Now they're saying that, you know, they're going to offer Canelo Errol Spence, or they're going to offer Errol Spence a Canelo fight. Me personally, Errol Spence has business to take care of at 147. I think he can clean out that division, and so it just kind of like Oscar De La Hoya kind of contradicts himself, because at one moment he says that, like, oh, we want to be undisputed, we want to be undisputed at middleweight. But then the next moment, you're talking about that you want to offer Earl Spence more money than he's ever gotten paid, which I think you're not going to offer any more money than he's gotten paid, because he gets paid more than you guys even know of behind the scenes. And plus, Earl Spence already came out and said, you don't treat black fighters right, bro. So I don't think he's gonna really want to be in a hurry to do business with you anyway, Mr. De La Hoya. Well, anyway, that's all I got for now, man. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, coming at you with just a quick review on this fight, what I thought went down. Me personally, again, I thought it was a tie. I didn't think it was one-sided. I didn't think it was a unanimous decision. I would have been happier with a split decision. But anyhow, stay tuned. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to put my collage together of Cuba, my trip there, and I got other things coming. Stay tuned. Fuller signing out. Enjoy.